Welcome to Top of the Line. This is the podcast version of our YouTube show. New episodes every Monday and Friday where we talk about audio and hi-fi related themes.
If you have any requests for a future episode, send us an email, totl@abyssheadphones.com.
We're back with another question off the internet. This one's from Andy. He writes, "Hi guys.
Hi, Andy.
Short-term listener here, but quickly catching up to the back catalog. My question is, how can you know how a driver will sound before building it? Do you just build a prototype and see how it sounds? Also, how do you decide if it doesn't sound the way you want, if you want to tune it versus starting over? The whole process is wizardry to me, and I would appreciate a quick peek behind the curtain, so to speak. All the best, Andy."
Well, there's definitely black magic involved.
Black magic.
So I guess the term wizardry works out.
So I think this is a pretty simple one, but rather undramatic. It's really just experience. That's pretty much most of it. You kind of have a vague idea just from doing things.
Yeah.
And
A lot.
I think we sort of talked about this before. But there's always things that it seems like, wow, that'd be really cool to try that because there's some sort of technical reason for why this would be a novel or interesting way to do it. And then you do it and it's totally different than what you expected.
Yep.
Right. And from these types of experiences, you kind of sort of get a vague understanding of what the impact is from the various methods and whatnot, the various trace alignments and spacing or whatever, position, thickness, width.
Well, there's it's kind of like driving, and you hit a fork in the road, right? Or a Y, however you want to look at it.
Okay.
If a fork is a Y, you got two choices. Some people call it the high road and the low road. Depends on the song you're listening to. But bottom line is that on the one road is all the mistakes you made, which obviously teach you not to do that again. The other road is things turned out to the good side when you did that.
Yeah.
So you're kind of stacking both of them. You kind of win both ways at the same time, and you stack up your mistakes and go, okay, well, that doesn't work. So you start to learn what does work and what doesn't work, and that's what comes to the experience that you mentioned.
Right. Yeah.
That's the experience.
Well, I remember the early days, and there was a lot of mistakes. I mean, because you had no idea, you had no experience, right?
Yeah, the first 5 years we never sold the thing. We just kept playing.
It was a learning curve, that's for sure.
Yeah, there's some doozies.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to be through hundreds of different, revisions.
In fact,
at this point.
I'll try to find a photo of our early tensioning rig.
Oh yeah.
Oh, boy.
We could throw it up here.
I think it still exists.
I'm sure I have it somewhere.
Now, to be clear, I was pretty firm that it would not work.
Yeah, that's
It
true.
didn't work.
It didn't work.
It didn't work.
But it was initially, okay, well, maybe we could use this.
No?
Just for experimenting, because we were going to stick the magnet behind it and hook some wire leads up to it just to be able to experiment with materials.
Yeah, it was a test rig.
Yeah, it was a test rig, and it really
didn't work.
Didn't work.
Didn't work.
But it's a good picture.
Okay.
But that'll just show you how crude we still starting was.
Yeah.
So yeah, that you go through a lot of that to get to the refinement that we have today.
I think we have a very different approach to this than most people. We have more of a come up with a vague idea for what it's going to do and then just try it type of method. Sometimes they're very technically founded in our approaches, but it doesn't always produce the results expected because of inherent limitations in the manufacturing process or things like that. So what we pretty much did was, first and foremost, we came up with a novel manufacturing method to manufacture the electrical trace on the diaphragm.
We brought it in-house.
Right.
Where most companies will just have somebody do that for you. So yeah, we were able to change it on the fly.
And that massively facilitates our ability to just try things.
Yeah.
And so maybe you think it's stupid, but interestingly enough, we found over and over, if you just try it and you see whether or not it is what you expected, a lot of times you learn stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of times you learn something new.
Yeah, even if it doesn't turn out, you go, oh, well, look at what that changed.
Yeah, change something you didn't expect.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we tried a lot of stupid shit, basically.
Yeah. Well, it's
but we learned from it.
Quickly and crude prototypes. Just like make them quick, and then you could pretty quickly tell if that's the right direction. Then you could refine it if it's the right direction or not.
Yeah, and see if that goes further
Right.
or if it just falls apart.
Right.
Because in the end, I mean, it's a lot of time. We're talking. This isn't like 5 minutes.
Yeah, well.
We're talking months.
Yeah, it's
You
pretty
know?
serious. And it seems like where the time is always spent isn't necessarily figuring out some new way to do a thing. That's always the easy part, right? You could always figure out a new way to do a thing that produces some interesting result. The challenge is usually there's a little bit of downside with it. There's some other technical limitation, or this no longer enables you to do some other thing. So being able to combine all the things into one is pretty much where the challenge seems to lie, to produce the most positive, desirable outcome while minimizing the downsides.
And that's where experience comes in.
Well, it also comes down to knowing your manufacturing limitations. If you can actually produce the thing,
Yeah.
Durability in the field and such.
Yeah, for example, like, we've seen the thin race early on, right, where everyone's trying to get a thinner diaphragm, and it's like versus a thicker one, obviously, which mass matters, and if you make it thinner, it's faster, it's technically blah, blah, blah. But you obviously reach a point where that falls off the planet because you get to a point where it's so thin, you can't deal with it. You can't reliably make the driver. So obviously there's a middle ground for everything, and it's called trade-offs. Everything's a trade-off.
For the most part, it's about optimization, figuring out what you can get away with and what produces the most desirable result. But one thing that produced the best result in one area doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be what makes it into the final product. It's oftentimes a combination of those medium results that give you actually something above and beyond that previous best result. And that's kind of difficult to convey, but it really is just understanding the changes and what differences they made, and then using that information to try and design a new thing that's totally different than what you would have expected before without this experience. And you kind of sort of work off that until you come to the most positive, desirable outcome. At least that's how we do it for the most part.
Well, I think it's always the stuff that surprises you when you think, oh, that probably won't work, but then it ends up, oh, actually, I don't know why I didn't think of this before.
Yeah.
And so trying a lot of things helps. I mean, it's not the most efficient approach, but yeah, you could definitely start narrowing things down pretty quick so you get better at making more prototypes,
Yeah.
So
Every
then-
once in a while, we try some wild card that seems stupid, but sometimes you learn something interesting from it. Sometimes it does something you didn't expect. And maybe you try to find ways in the future to kind of sort of incorporate the positive attributes of that.
One thing I didn't mention is we never told anybody, but I have a crystal ball.
Oh,
Yeah. Now, the thing with a crystal ball is that it shows you the future. The only problem is you got to get there. That takes time. So you may be able to have a leap, right, where you say, okay, I see where we want to be, but now it's 10 years to get there. Kind of like Elon. I want to send a rocket to Mars. Okay, let's start working on that. It's going to take a little bit of time. Great idea. He can vision it. He can see being on Mars.
Yeah.
But goddamn, getting there.
yeah.
That's the hard part.
Doing the thing is usually the hard part.
Because you need a whole lot of people to be able to figure out and come together to have it happen.
And a whole lot of money in that
And
case.
time, yes.
And
And
time.
money, yes.
Well, luckily, what we're doing is a little less complicated than that.
A bit,
Yeah.
yeah. There's a few less moving parts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is wild to see these rockets go off, take off and land, though. I mean, by themselves.
I think most people feel that way,
Yeah.
which is interesting because it had such a resurgence in the rocket space. And I don't think anyone would have predicted it. But it's basically the same thing with planar magnetic driver design.
Pretty much.
Is
Every once in a while, you do something, and everyone's like, that won't work, but it works.
Yeah, in fact, initially that was said right away by all the,
Everyone said that.
I think mostly by the electrostat guys,
Yeah.
But it was those guys who were saying, oh, can't beat the electrostat type thing with a dynamic or with any other headphone type thing. And yeah, it was kind of like, well, we could try,
Why not?
yeah.
Sure.
So I guess that's what really, like, it's part of entrepreneurial spirit. It's part adventurous. It's part fearless, and it's a part just dumb luck, and really just not really coming into it with any preconceived notions. You got an open mind to everything. You're like, well, We're not going to sit there and go, oh, that won't work, that won't work, that won't work, because you're not. Obviously, that's it. You're done. You've already
It's
called out
hard
your
to
destiny.
innovate in that kind of climate now, isn't it?
Yeah, right. Very difficult.
Yeah, well, yeah, we had to make all the things to make all the things. That's the thing, all the jigs and everything. So then you learn what you can and can't make and why you can't make it, and then you get better at doing that. So then as time goes on, we get a lot quicker.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
It's a pretty clear approach, I think. You figure out how to do a thing, and inevitably it's bad. You figure out why it's bad. You figure out how to fix it, and you continue to iterate and improve until you get a thing that is very good, and you continue past that to try to figure out if you keep making better over and over and over again, do you have something that's profound, unique.
Yeah. Keep tweaking.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit here, a little bit there.
Maybe
all
on
those
somewhere.
all those tiny little changes add up to big changes over time. And it's a lot of tiny changes we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Thousands and thousands of, should I go this way or that way?
Yeah.
Which brings us back full circle.
Yeah, I was actually just looking at all the old stuff. We have like a bin of stuff from when we were starting. It's like, wow.
Yeah,
you learn. It's like, I forgot we even did it this way.
Yeah.
If you could just tell yourself then what you know now.
And we might be on our third bin by now. We probably should can at least the first and second bin.
No, we started.
There's a lot.
We started to throw some stuff out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to start a museum at some point.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be too interesting to anybody.
Probably not, no.
Although it is funny to look at some of the early stuff and go, ha.
Yeah, that didn't work.
Yeah, that didn't work. Or the colors involved or anything that we did. It's like, what the hell is this? Oh my God, it looks like. So, yeah. Anyway, it's cool to be at this level of refinement and to be considered one of the best headphones in the world. It's awesome. But we got customers to thank too, because they were willing to bet on us in the early days.
Yeah.
There was no one
There's a
else.
whole story there for sure.
Yeah.
It's not just one person.
No.
Well, I hope that helps answer your question a little bit. Kind of could ramble on about early days of
We tend to do that.
making headphones. But if anybody else has any questions they want to ask us, you can email us at totl@abyssheadphones.com. And thanks for watching.
Take care.